signs up for a GOTV shift, we're going to send every Republican in this county home, and that's what you need to do. So, I guess I'm that random person that got the pleasure of coming to the microphone first, so I'll introduce myself. I'm Dan McNamara. I'm Mark Aurand's campaign manager. Thank you. We have some great candidates that we're gonna head out. Are they good to come out?
Yes.
Okay. I have to check with people first. I've done that before where like everyone wasn't at the same speed I was and it was a problem. So first up we have Scott Brion, who's running in the 10th Congressional District. Next we have my boss, who has to deal with me unfortunately every day, Mark Aurand in the 40th State Senate District. And now we have Forrest, who's running in the 189th House District. And then we have Maureen Madden in the 115th. And then we have Hope Smith in the 176th District. And on top of all of these people, we have some great people in the audience. We have Claudette Williams, who's the Monroe County Chairwoman. Who's letting us use her space, thankfully. And hopefully we don't leave a mess. So I want to try some cheers before everyone starts speaking and see if this works. So I'm going to shout fired up and you guys shout ready to go, okay? Fired up! Ready to go! Fired up! Ready to go! Fired up! Ready to go! Okay, now I get to introduce my boss, who I met way back when I was in high school. He inspired me enough to leave Florida, the comfort of the warmth, to come here and run his campaign. Because we need someone in Harrisburg who's going to represent us that's not after his own political interests, that's after the interests of the people, who's going to put people first over corporations, not going to let their party just run roughshod over Harrisburg and let the people who donated to that party get a free break from Harrisburg. He's not going to let our schools crumble, and he's going to go there and be the best advocate for Monroe County and Northampton counties that we've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Aurand.
I'm clapping because you guys are the ones that make this campaign. It's all about all of us. It's all of us together. Okay, so take a deep breath. Okay, so I've been asked to lead a moment of silence for Joe Batista. Joe is our former state rep from Monroe County. He died last Saturday. I was at the family event last night. The family was very happy that we were going to have this event today. It's a very political family. They want us to do well. They want us to win. But we want to honor his service to our community. And so I ask you just to take a moment of silence, please. Okay. All right. So Joe would want us to have that energy back. So let's get that energy back in the room. All right. We're all here because we want to get our Commonwealth moving again. Yes. We want to get Pennsylvania moving again. Yes. And you know, if you send this group and the guys in the other room, if you send all of us to Harrisburg, we will fight for public education. We will fight for school property tax reform. We will fight for good wages and good jobs. and we will fight for women's rights. So. All right, so we've got 4 days left. 4 days left, everybody. Now's the time to stop talking. Now's the time to stop worrying and fretting. Don't waste your time doing that. Work on the campaigns. Work on the campaigns. All right? We all have stuff going on. You can help all of us, any of us. Bring food, come sit in the office and watch The Office, make calls, knock on doors. We're going to have shifts all in the next 4 or 5 days. So please, don't just sign up once, sign up twice. Come help us. The only way we win is when we get out the vote, and we need everybody on the team to make that happen. So I need your help. Okay, it's now my pleasure to introduce 2 of our leaders in Pennsylvania, 2 of our leaders in the Democratic Party, wonderful men, great people in public service. Your next governor, Tom Wolf, and your state's, U.S. Senator, Bob Casey.
This, but I know you can do it. Are we going to win in Monroe County? Yeah! Mark, thank you for getting us ready, and starting off on a somber note, but we're remembering Joe Batista and his family today, someone I knew a long, long time, and we're grateful that his family wanted us to move forward with a very important day here in the county. So Mark, I want to, first of all, before a brief introduction of Tom Wolf, because you're here to see him, I do want to, I'm holding up this ticket of Cartwright, Brion, Blake, Aurand, Madden, Smith, and Forrest. Let's give them a hand. This audience knows how important it is to vote, but we've got a job to do in the next couple of days to make sure that everyone gets out to vote. And I know you'll do that here in Stroudsburg and Monroe County. But if you look at your poster, on Tom Wolf, right at the top above his name, is 2 words: fresh start. And what are we talking about here? We're talking about a candidate and a governor who will bring a fresh start on restoring education funding, a plan to rebuild the middle class as part of that fresh start, and I think a change in Harrisburg. Better leadership, stronger leadership, ethical leadership. So we're grateful that you're here this morning. But I want you to know something else. We're not just electing a governor in Tom Wolf who is a composite of positions and points of view on policy. All of that is important, and we're going to keep talking about that to the very last minute. But we're also electing a very good man, a man who has a deep reservoir of knowledge about and love for this Commonwealth, a man who has tremendous integrity and a deep and abiding commitment not only to our Commonwealth, but also to public service. And we believe, no matter where we are in Pennsylvania, whether you're in northeastern Pennsylvania here, or southwestern Pennsylvania, or the southeast, or the northwest, or the middle, we are one Commonwealth. He understands that. He's lived his life that way. He raised his family in Pennsylvania. He's invested his time in his work in Pennsylvania. And I've always believed that when we're at our best, we're a Commonwealth in life as well as in name. He will help us unify. He will help lead us on that path to a fresh start. So I give you someone you know well, but please be very loud when I say the words, Tom Wolf, the next governor of Pennsylvania.
At all. But I think he was in public service for the right reason. And I think all of us want to do public service for the right reasons. We want to make Pennsylvania better. And that's what this election really comes down to. We want to make Pennsylvania better. And everybody you see before you is working to do that. And I need good partners, by the way, in Harrisburg. Liz, we need to, and Scott, sorry, Scott, we all need to work together, and let's think about what this election is about. I mean, elections come and go, and sometimes it's sort of, you could be forgiven for saying it's Tweedledee or Tweedledum, but in this election we actually have a chance to make ourselves better, and I think make a mark. And there are two things that I think we ought to focus on. One is clearly what we're not. And, you know, the back of this. But it's not just politics. I mean, sit down with anybody, and I know there's some Republicans in this area. Sit down with them, sit down with somebody who pretends to cloak themselves in any ideology, right or left, and say, are you really happy with the way things are here? And objectively, you can't be. I mean, you can't be happy with a society that says, you know what, I don't think education matters. Right. Are you happy with that? No. I mean, this democracy was founded on an educated citizenry. Public education started here in the early 19th century because our founders, early on, actually Governor George Wolfe. But we realized, our ancestors realized that if we're going to have a strong economy, if we're going to have a strong democracy, that is founded on, and a free society is founded on an educated citizenry. Yes. And so we've got to take that seriously, and we don't. You can talk to people who disagree with how we're doing it or what we're doing. Fine, let's talk about it. Let's have those conversations, but let's not start that conversation with the assumption that education doesn't matter, because it does. Okay? How are we doing in your mind when it comes to good jobs? I mean, good jobs. Actually, good jobs. I used to say, you know, I used to complain. I used to complain that we have gone from 9th to 47th over the last 3.5 years in terms of job creation. And if you look at the jobs we've created, they're not good jobs. They're not family-sustaining jobs. Those jobs have gone away. The only jobs where we've had a little growth is in jobs that really can't sustain a family. Well, I used to say we've gone to 47. Now, as of September, you have to say we're at 50th.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, I know some of you are experts in geography. There are only 50 states. You can't get any worse than that. This is Pennsylvania. This is Pennsylvania. So, you know, education, we're lousy. Job creation, we're lousy. Okay. How about, you know, all this fiscal management we've been talked to about? You know, we've been told that if we just sort of kowtow to this ideology, we're going to manage our public sector well, right? Have we done that? No. Of course not. We had to take a payday loan out just 2.5 weeks ago because we couldn't keep the lights on. I mean, 2.5 months into the new fiscal year, we're out of cash. And if you look at the trend over the years, it's not just an episode in sort of an otherwise brilliant, you know, management career here. We're out of money. If I took that cash flow trend as a business owner to my bank and said, I'd like you to renew my line of credit, they look at me and say, you're crazy. You don't have a business plan that works here. Clearly it's not working. So what have we gotten for this ideology we've been forced to take into? I mean, we don't have schools.
School closures.
The school closures, we've gotten that.
Yeah, lots of those. No job growth.
No job growth, in fact, job decline. We've
Laid
got
off
the Commonwealth
teachers.
that's broke. I mean, it doesn't work. And it's not just the accident, of a governor who doesn't manage or lead. It's really the logical outcome of an ideology that doesn't work. Which means that we also have a chance to say, our stuff does work. Let's think about things like fairness. Let's think about things like inclusion and trust and hope. Those things that, you know, we trot out sometimes, and sometimes we Democrats are guilty of just trotting this stuff out and sort of mouthing the words. But after 40 years of this, and after 4.5 or 3.5 years of this in Pennsylvania, I think we're in a position to say, let's go back to that. It's not sort of ideology. That stuff works. People care about fairness. The economy doesn't work if we're not including everybody. The economy, the society, we don't work together if we don't have trust in one another. And that's just practical. That's pragmatism. That's not ideology. And for the first time in a long time, I think we have the chance to say our stuff works. And if we give our stuff a chance again, our economy's going to work, our schools are going to work, We're going to take advantage of all the benefits, things we have here in Pennsylvania. And by the way, Pennsylvania is not, if we were an independent country, we'd be the 18th largest economy in the world. You know, we should not settle for what we've settled with and for over the last, we're better than that. We should have higher expectations. To come to Harrisburg, to work together, to build that new Pennsylvania we know we can achieve, we're not only going to have better schools, a better economy, we're going to have a government that works, actually, and is not going broke, but we're also going to reinforce and reaffirm the values that all of us, the traditional values that have made this country so great and have made this state and this Commonwealth so great. Let's go back to basic principles. Let's go back to our foundations. Let's make this democracy work. Let's make our economy work. Let's get a fresh start in Pennsylvania. Let's make 2014 the time we do it. Let's get out to vote.
Fired up, ready to go. 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 Sign up to volunteer. Please, 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 please.
Say hi. Hi. See you. I may be the only Republican.
Thank you, everybody. Let's go do it. Let's go do it.
Good seeing you guys. I saw you 2 years ago with the picnic. Yeah, right. I'm glad you like the flyer.
This is the man behind the flyer. You're the man behind the flyer. Where's Martha?